Okay, it's time for another drunken commentary. There's like maybe 7 to 8 inches of snow outside. It's been snowing for like 36 hours. I've not left the house. This is gonna be an interesting one because I am on my last glass of wine. So I will be drinking vodka and or beer for the rest of this after I'm done with this wine. So who knows what the fuck's gonna happen. But tonight, we are going to be watching The Burning. And the reason for this, aside from the fact that it's cold and snowy as fuck outside and I need something that makes me think of summer, I just watched Smoke and Mirrors, which is the new Tom Savini documentary on Shudder that just dropped today. Of course, this is a Tom Savini effects movie. He did not do Friday the 13th Part 2 and decided to do this one instead because he was like, what the fuck, we killed Jason. Jason's dead. He was like, it doesn't make any sense to have a part 2 with Jason. Of course, he eventually came back for part 4. But this had the effects that part 2 should have had. Like if we had the effects from The Burning and the characters in the cast from Friday the 13th Part 2, we would have the most amazing fucking slasher movie ever. But doesn't matter because I love them both, okay? They're like my children, okay? I love them both. So, yeah, without further ado, let's fucking watch this thing because I'll be talking the whole way through. No reason for me to give all this exposition because this is Drunken Commentary. Oh, by the way, so the only reason I'm doing a Drunken Commentary is because, like, I have my hair done and, like, I still have some makeup on. So I'm snowed in, but, I realized I had an audition that I've needed to do for like 3 weeks, and I'm like, hey, I'll do it. I'm snowed in. So I actually like fixed myself up and did the audition tape. So I'm like, I need to like use this for something else. This glamour here, kids. And I got the part, by the way. I'm going to be a prostitute in Dwayne Etheridge's new movie. The same year that this came out, Friday the 13th Part 2 came out, and Mad Men came out. You've heard us talk about this a lot on In the Mic of Madness. You've heard Jason Smith's theories about Tom Savini being a snitch. But the three have very similar, not just plots, but similar structures. Okay, Cropsey, he's a caretaker and he's an asshole. Okay? I mean, he's a jackass. I mean, he's not like diddling the kids or like fucking killing anybody. He's just a jackass. But I mean, he's just there to like fucking clean the toilets, right? And these boys are such dickheads to like, oh, we're gonna do this prank. Pranks like never go right to start out with, but like there's never like proper repercussions. So Cropsey, when Cropsey is set on fire in the bed, if you've seen any of the outtakes or like behind the scenes things, it's actually Tom Savini. And he's very like flippant. He like sets his leg on fire and he's like, you know. But when he runs out of the cabin completely on fire, the stunt person who did it was a young man who was the son of a stunt man. Not too long after this, died in the Airwolf accident. So if you're from a certain time period, you'll know what that was. Airwolf was a TV show. Jan Michael Vincent. They had an accident during filming. And you know, if you're watching this movie with me, excuse me, you've seen it, or you expect spoilers. And like, the one kid is like, the one's like the ringleader of it all, comes back and is supposed to be the responsible camp counselor. So St. Catherine's Hospital in upstate New York, I'm assuming, is like, they hire some really shitty people to work here. Because we get this guy who is a burn victim, a severe burn victim. And he's likened to a fucking Big Mac. Like, I can get being desensitized to certain things, but this is like a person who's alive and in a burn unit. This is just tasteless. Like a Big Mac.
Man, this guy's burning so bad, he's cooked.
Big Mac, fillet of fish, quarter pound of French fries, as you go, thick shake sundaes and apple pies. And that is not Lawrence Fishburne. I don't know why people say that. It's not Lawrence Fishburne. I mean, it just simply isn't. He's just trying, he's there to heal. Of course, they're not doing a very good job because I'm pretty sure like a burn victim should have at least like all the dead skin off of them. Maybe some bandages. Whatevs. St. Catherine's. Not where you want to go if you're a burn victim. For sure. This isn't an oddity. This is a person, a human being who's been burnt to a fucking crisp and not taken very well care of. Care of very well. Grammar means nothing in Drunken Commentary, kids. I mean, like, seriously, he just looks like he just got out of the fire. It's supposed to be a week later. They would have all that shit cleaned up, bandaged. You know, he'd already be well on his way to skin grafts and shit. I don't know, maybe this is a VA hospital or something. I don't fucking know. But one of the glaring things about this movie as you watch it is going to be who's responsible for this film. Not Drum and Chalice. What a name. Jack Shoulder! Hey, I met Jack Shoulder at Cinema Wasteland. He didn't have a very good sense of humor about the fact that he is a legend on In the Mic of Madness. Because we're gonna give him the old Jack Shoulder. Tom Savini, of course. That's why we're watching this. Corky Burger. I'm not sure about that fucking name. Original story by Harvey Weinstein. And when you watch this fucking movie, the boys in this are so inappropriate and rapey. And I swear, fucking swear, my very first video, or maybe it was my second video, was for Not Quite Final Girls, was Sally from The Burning. And I put a screenshot of that whole, like, you know, screenplay by Harvey Weinstein. And it was like at 9 minutes and 33 seconds of my video. And I uploaded it twice, and every time it would stop at 9 minutes and 33 seconds, and then it would cut the rest off. Went back, cut out that screen, and just put content edited, and the whole video uploaded. Even when they show his face, he's not like, I mean, yes, he's burned. Fine. And I'm sure if he took off his shirt, it would be gross all the way around. But like, she gets so inordinately freaked the fuck out by just his like slightly burned face. I mean, really burned face, but whatever. Dude, I've seen like guys that just like fucking on online dating even who have like goiters and stuff on their face and just put their pictures on there like it's nothing. Like, really? I'm all about be yourself, but man, it's just like, just go. You're so gross. I am a gross fucking low rent prostitute and I just want you to go. She likes to sew though. Like butter. Kids like butter. Alright, so, you know, was Camp Blackfoot, now we're at Camp Stonewater, right? It's 5 years later. And there is just so much wrong with this. So first of all, notice the slow motion of Sally's tits bouncing up and down. I've been able to analyze this movie pretty well. Braless, by the way. That's fine, whatever. And then, like, for whatever reason, she has to wear, like, a bikini bottom and, like, a tied shirt. Like, they're all just wearing the most random shit. That's fine. Okay, so we've got Mark Ratner there. The lady will take a Coke with no ice. And we've also got George Costanza. So a lot of familiar faces in this. Not familiar at the time so much, except for Ratner. But he is basically George Costanza as a teenager. You can see his personality is just, you know, what he portrays on screen in everything he does. Now, here we've got the first rapey thing. Now, I'm hard-pressed to think that this guy is like a teenager because of the receding hairlines. I did know somebody who was a total stud, and he started having receding hairlines at like 19, 20, so I'm not going to discount that totally. But I guarantee if I look that up, that guy's like 25. All right, we got Tiger. She's the... Oh, run, Tiger, run! She's like the Tatum O'Neal of the movie. But one thing that is interesting about this one is it does take place like in like, you know, camp environment, river camping. Most of the time they have to shoot on the off season. And so they want to give you the illusion that it is summertime, but you see like dead leaves and whatever, steam rising from the water. But this looks like everything was filmed like in a legit like warm-ish time period. This was never a thing back where I live in Indiana, but on the East Coast, summer camp was a big deal, and that's where the Cropsey legend came from. And every camp had one of these kind of legends.
But every time I think he's serious and I really start to get into it,
I think he's gonna rape me. Again, the boys in this are so inappropriate and just red flaggy.
it really scares me.
Sometimes he really scares me, but then other times, like, I want to let him finger me. You know, like, it just, like, the dialogue's so weird. Okay, that wasn't the exact dialogue. Y'all know what I mean.
Karen, I think that
Now,
that badly by any
that is Leah Ayres. In our realm, most people know her from this, but she was also in Jean-Claude Van Damme's Bloodsport. This could be like a soap opera called The Weird, the Rapey, and the Pervy. And that's not even just it. Like, that's fine. These are supposed to be teenagers. They're, you know, whatever. They're doing whatever at a summer camp, you know? They're going to be fucking and doing whatever. But the girls are so fucking clueless and naive. Like, none of them have a grasp on reality whatsoever. Not to mention that all the teenage boys are like 35. I will say this would be delightful in the summertime to have this outdoor shower thing. I love how she wakes up and her hair is perfect. Like, if my hair looked like that when I woke up, I would not be taking a shower. I'd be like, fuck no, horse bath. I am not fucking this up, kids. How cool would that be? Like, you got the trees and stuff and the birds and on top of you. Okay, now you got like a pervy kid. You've got Mark Ratner. He's gonna play side 2 of Led Zeppelin. I can't even remember. Oh my god. Now I need to watch Fast and Furious High. But he does, okay, whatever he says side 2 of Led Zeppelin, whatever. But it's not the correct album. Because they're playing Kashmir, and Kashmir is not on the particular one that Damone tells him to play. Oh my god, you're getting a drunk commentary on a movie that's not even playing. Focus on me. Focus on me, phone. Siri, you bitch. And this is the way that you dress at camp, kids. You wear your bell bottoms and a button-up cotton shirt, collared shirt. There is a little bit of an issue in any of these camp movies, but definitely this is one where there's actually like campers and counselors. Like, some of them you never see, like the campers. There is not enough of an age discrepancy between the counselors and the campers at all.
What do you have to say about that, Alfred?
And I get it. Okay, so you've got kids who are like 16, 17 who are at camp, and then you've got like kids who are like 18, 19 who went to camp, and then they're counselors. I get it. But like, these are supposed to be almost not like the counselors, but like they're supposed to be like the head counselors, like authority figures. Like they're the ones who are totally in charge.
Everybody. I mean,
Oh God.
always picking on me. I don't have any.
I wonder why.
I didn't want to come to this camp to begin with, you know? It's like the army. I mean,
It's also like the army. How do you know what the army
Same
is?
thing every year.
Yes, sir, I know what you're 5 years ago.
Because you know why you don't want to come to this
I
camp,
didn't just get balled
but
up
you
by
do
the
every year, is
kids.
because your parents want you to get the fuck
You
away.
don't have to take on
Like, okay, this would be cool. This is like a very candid look at the way girls talk. Like, a lot of times people don't think girls talk this way.
We have the canoe trip to look forward to.
Except for, they're talking about like some of the rapey people, like Glazer.
I take Alfred any day.
She's probably smart about that. Alfred would last way longer than Glazer. Here, we got Glazer. He's easily like fucking 30 or some shit. He's like, can we break? Because I need to go home and hang out with my wife and my kids. Heh. He's like Vinnie Barbarino gone bad.
Look, I'm warning you. If I even catch you looking at her, I'm gonna tear you up so bad.
For some reason, saying Vinnie Barbarino is bringing my dogs into the room.
Bust your ass.
Hey, Lucky, you need to go outside? You need to go out? Hey, you need to go out? Alright, he's got to pee in the snow, kids. He's going to make some yellow snow. Oof. There's a lot of snow to be made yellow. One of the more amusing segments of this movie, of course, and it's all driven by George Costanza. And Fisher Stevens, who plays Woodstock. I mean, if you had to go out and pee in the snow, wouldn't you, like, hurry up as fast as you could? Come on, let's go. Let's go, Lucky. Lucky. I mean, seriously, this dog climbs under the blanket in bed when it's, like, even remotely cold. Because he's like, and he's just out there fucking around. Come on, let's go. Okay, he can't swim. Again, we've seen this so many times before, kids. If somebody can't swim, then why is there nobody there to make sure that that kid doesn't drown? Because it was written by Harvey Weinstein, and he felt immune to lawyers. I want a big floating dock like that. My neighbors have one of those. It's not that big, but it's super cool because they can latch it onto their regular dock, but it has floaters on it, and they have a motor even now. And usually they have oars, you know, they kind of do like a Tom Sawyer thing or whatever. But it's like it's just a floating dock that they can just kind of hang out on and float down the lake. I like how the dorks like take control. This has got a little like meatballs vibes. Like in the beginning of this.
So before commands.
Because it is one of the few that features, you know, the kids at camp.
Run.
Glazer's gonna go crazy. Shit.
Ready.
Are you ready for some summer? I'm always ready for some summer. I love this. Costanza's got like the hustle going.
Look at that girly magazines. You guys make me sick.
Yeah, you ain't got no real pussy, you know? Like I got some real pussy for like 20 seconds and then I disappoint her.
$5.
Mr. Carter. Okay, I watched Welcome Back, Kotter. You know, first run. I remember like, me. You know, Horseshack, R.I.P. You know, just Vinnie Barbarino, we had Washington, whatever. I remember the characters, I guess, but I don't remember anything about the show itself. Like, I don't remember an episode. Like, I couldn't tell you the plot of any of the episodes, but all I remember is that his wife, he'd come home, and she was always making tuna casserole. She maybe only made tuna casserole in one fucking episode, but in my mind's eye, she made tuna casserole like every fucking night. No. And actually, he really, he's not completely untrustworthy. He's just lame when it all comes down to it. Oh, I'm gonna throw some salt on you. He's not gonna let Damone sell him any kind of fucking scalped, like, Blondie or Cheap Trick tickets now.
Nothing I can get you. Life jacket? Sparrow's hat? Hey, you gotta be prepared.
See, they're cute. Like Woodstock and
Alright, which one of you guys got?
Costanza and Barb and Ponytail Girl. Like, they're there. They're just having fun. They're just there having fun. This guy has got the weirdest fucking face ever. He and the counselor, the main guy counselor in Sleepaway Camp, like look like they're like Sylvester Stallone's like love children or something.
Some of you older ones are leaving tomorrow for a 3-day canoe trip to Devil's Creek.
Devil's Creek, it sounds like a great place to take a bunch of kids.
Just remember, it's a long way from home.
Yeah, I mean, I understand too, this is like a different time period. Totally get it. But like the fact that they're sending all these people out there, like so far out, they don't have walkie-talkies, they've got nothing. It's just weird. Or that there's like nobody like trailing them. But I will say I do have a CED of a film that reminds me a lot of this movie. Maybe without some of the sinister things, and that is Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown. And they do the same goddamn thing. They go on this big canoe thing, like no adults, whatever. And like I just keep thinking, oh, Steve Jenks, I got your next little mashup. I just always keep thinking that like when the kids are like canoeing, like there's gonna be this little cartoon Cropsy coming out. If you haven't seen Steve Jenks, and it's Jenks is his last name. He is a great artist. He does these horror and cartoon mashups. So he does like in my bathroom I've got like Ariel from The Little Mermaid gleefully finding Jason Voorhees underwater. It's like the other one I have is the Peanuts at a campfire at Camp Crystal Lake, and Jason's lurking behind them. That he's always asking for like different mashups. There we go. Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown, and The Burning. Damn, I'd message him right now. I'm gonna have to write that down because I won't remember. But then I'm gonna edit this and then I'll remember. Now this is a fucking fun ass scene, and if you watch it, you'll listen to the kids because they're just kids. Like. Yeah, I mean, they have, like, times where it's, like, Woodstock, blah, blah, blah. But, like, you'll hear them say, like Barb, I don't know what her real name is, but she's like, come on, Fish, let's go, Fish. Fisher Stevens. Like, they're all, and there are a lot of those, they're all calling themselves, each other by their names. I just think it shows that these kids, these actors are all just kind of having fun. Every once in a while, I think maybe they pull them back and they're like, okay, deliver your lines, let's have this little scenario. But for the most part, I think they just let them be kids, be jackasses.
There's a camp not far from here. Just across the lake.
Where have I heard this kind of
It
thing?
was called Camp Blackfoot.
Camp Crystal
No one
Lake?
goes there anymore. Everything's burned down.
Well, the madman Mars. Now I definitely need marshmallows. I have marshmallows. I bought marshmallows for when I went camping on the Blair Witch Experience, but I didn't even like open my bag of marshmallows because we all had marshmallows. Everybody bought marshmallows. Like I wasn't just the only one who just thought,
Most of the time,
we're a bunch of adults, let's bring beer and marshmallows. I think that, Matt Blasey, that's what you need to call that event. It's like the Blair Witch Experience followed by beer and marshmallows.
This cropsy.
Okay, and I can honestly say it was so fun because I haven't been camping forever, and like we were at Tapsco State Park, which is one of the state parks where the Blair Witch was filmed, and they have a campground, which is like, you know, just like your standard, like you have like the numbered sites or whatever. It was completely dark, and it was like pretty much bought out by everybody who was there, and so you could just walk around and just with your drinks and find, you know, your friends or whatever, and it was just like this, it was so like random and fun, you know, you just have your fire and just people would just like, you couldn't see them, they'd show up, you know, and you just be like, yeah, you just assume they were your friends. It could have been a serial killer, who knows. It's like you just go to somebody's campsite, have a drink, go to the next one.
The next thing anyone knows, Cropsy's trapped alive and burning.
We know this because this was the beginning of the movie. Way to pad shit.
All they can do is stand out.
That's Holly Hunter, right? Oscar award winning Holly Hunter. Oscar award-winning Holly Hunter, who won an Oscar for being in The Piano with my doppelganger, Anna Paquin, who won an Oscar for that. Again, Matt Blasey. Jeez, I'm just gonna say this is like Drunken Commentary, The Burning, with a side of Matt Blasey. If you've not seen Mad Men, I know some people think it's boring. Man, it's got some great scenes. Again, this is exactly like Mad Men. Oh, I breathed. Yeah. Pretty good. The second act needs some work. Am I right? Just watch where you put the spear when you go back into the counselor's cabin. Okay, this is the worst use of like day to night filming I've ever seen. And basically, if you don't know what that means, it's like they film in the daytime, but they basically put a filter on it to make it appear like it's nighttime. This movie uses so much of it that it's just like, no. I mean, it was just pitch black at the campfire. And it's like 4 p.m. with a little bit of a blue tint now. I'm going to get some marshmallows.
Come on.
Oh, here we go. Eddie.
Like each other. They want each other, so you do it.
The lines in this. Two people. They like each other, they want each other, so they do it. And even that, so they do it. And again, some more Friday part 2, you know. Think about Terry, skinny dipping. Oh my God, it's just so fucking daytime. Just so fucking daytime. Man, pubes were way in back then. So what I'm drinking right now, this is my last one of these, is the Kentucky Vanilla Barrel Cream. I don't know who makes these, but they have like a series of them. And there's like, one of them's like maple syrup barrel aged ale. They got rum barrel, whiskey barrel. Man, this is really good. But I've only ever seen it in Kentucky. I haven't been to Kentucky for a while. Like my favorite wine is Mondavi's wine that they have out now. That is a Merlot that was aged in rum barrels. And I don't know what I'm going to do when they run out. I really like it. Christmas is coming soon, kids. Buy me a case. Fuck, I wish I could go swimming in my lake. Just makes me so happy. It's kind of bittersweet because I see this and then it reminds me of being in my lake, but then also reminds me that, well, right now there's ice and snow on my lake. I kind of feel like those Nikes are kind of coming back. Like the retro Nikes, I like those. I always like those. They were like they were out of style by the time I would have been able to choose my footwear. You can see here, either they did a better job of it or they were actually filming at night, or this was the sound stage. There's just such a variation in lighting. So yeah, I have a pair of Cropsey shears in my garage that right now are covered in sticky, like chocolate syrup baked blood I used for a photo shoot. And they're just sitting there waiting. I should put them outside with the snow and then that would clean them off. They were already rusty. I could just throw them away, except for they are like my favorite ones for these like shrubs that I have outside that I just have to like lop the tops off of them. Yeah. You guys don't give a shit. Edit point. Leah Ayres, who is like the main girl, the cute girl with the flannel. She was the face of Darcy. Darcy was a competitor of Barbie. Darcy was a model in New York, and they wanted to make like a real person for kids, and like she had her own like she's wearing the Bionic Woman's jumpsuit, by the way, but she had like a portfolio that she would carry with her. She was like a model, and she was doing it on her own, but like they wanted to make it real, so in the commercials Leah Ayres played Darcy. And you notice she has a much more natural body than Barbie. She's very tall. She's got, look at her feet. She's got like normal feet, you know, and shit. I mean, she's thin, she's beautiful, but she looks more like a person. And come to find out, little girls did not want fashion dolls that look like people. I love you, Darcy. Several dolls that try to compete with Barbie and do the realistic body, and it just didn't work. And now, like, here it is, like, decades later, like, Mattel is forced to do realistic body Barbies because of backlash. And it's like, well, I mean, there was a chance, but nobody wanted that before, kids. Nobody wanted Darcy. So all your canoes are gone. And you're like the only two adults with big air quotes there.
What are you thinking?
Fuck. I would just be like, fuck. And they've canoed so far. You can't hike. You can't, I mean, they're not prepared for this. They're not trained for this, clearly. Well, we may die, but sweetie, I think you need to fuck me. See? I like how they're supposed to look for things that float, but they just bring back, like, wood. They're in the woods. I could walk, seriously, I could walk in my backyard, and, well, right now it's snowy, so I wouldn't do it. I could walk in my backyard and find enough fucking fallen logs and shit, and vines and shit to make a raft in, like, 5 minutes. I mean, I couldn't make the raft in 5 minutes, but I could find the materials in my yard naturally for that. This should not be a scavenger hunt, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
Listen, you can trust me, you hear? It's gonna be real good.
Real good.
Real good, I promise.
I don't know that I've ever had a guy say that. If somebody ever said that to me, I would be like, see ya! Maybe if only because of Glazer. The guy would be like, what? I'd be like, Glazer, The Burning. Really? Seriously? And he'd be like, you're fucking weird, bitch. Get the fuck out of my face. And then I'd be like, I don't want anything to do with you if you don't know anything about The Burning. And when you don't think there is something sinister going on, I mean, it's a great idea. They were ingenious about it. Fucking kudos here. Kudos. You guys got some, like, special badges on this.
Hey, you guys! Look over there! What? It's one of our canoes!
Okay, even if it's not one of their canoes, it's a sign of life. Who gives a shit? If it's somebody else's canoe, well, let's go see who these other people are. Now, this turns into the best fucking thing ever. Now, I realize people have problems with the fact that they, the way that they've cut it, because, it really does seem like they're all being dispatched one by one. Anybody could have jumped off the rack. But I mean, they really had to focus on each effect. And these effects are good. Even for now. And it's blurry. You can't see it, but you know it, because you wrote this movie. I gotta keep it blurry. Or the Weinsteins are gonna come get me too. See, I'd like to feel like Barb could have lived. Because she get right down. Yeah, like in reality, yes, like this all went way slower than, I mean, they all had reaction times, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's beautiful. Down to the blood dripping down ponytail girls. Pretty fucking awesome. When I took this job as a camp counselor, I really didn't anticipate this shit, okay? Going back to my job in New York modeling. Fucking infuriates me. They try to make him be like the hero and shit. And it's like, he has, it would be fine. It would be fine except for the campfire tale, where he's making basically a mockery of the shit that he did. to that guy. Like if he wasn't even if somebody else had like told the story and he just maybe sat there, I'd have been like, okay. This is like my favorite. Well, okay, not my favorite part of the movie. My favorite like redemption part of the movie here. And she's a virgin. He just fucking 2 pumps and done. And then like you see the look on her face and she doesn't pretend. She's just like, is that it? Man, his shears are like way shinier than mine. Mine are like rusty. Well, right now mine are covered in Hershey syrup.
Come back, Amy.
Don't be long.
Not a second longer than I gotta be.
Don't be long, but be long enough to regenerate and actually be able to like fuck me properly when you come back. Now this would later be done. This is with Debbie Sue Voorhees in Friday the 13th Part 5. But I mean, give her some credit. She's holding on to the shears. She's trying. I mean, she puts up a fight. And again, it's supposed to be pitch black night. It is clearly daytime. Now, this is pretty cool. I do like this, that he finds her. And that, of course, how he doesn't hear Glazer, who's like fucking, or not Glazer, Margaret or Alfred, who's like 10 paces behind him. How he doesn't hear this, I don't know. But I mean, just look up at the sky. Like, they may have done some shadowing and everything, but that sky is fucking bright as shit. Now, Cropsy's a little whimsical. We always have to have some whimsical in our psycho killers, right? Now, how he was right there and you couldn't tell, but I don't know. Again, these psycho killers, man, they're pretty cunning. He's got a good death. Darcy and Dickbag are not gonna believe him, of course. Like, what are you doing? It's 4 p.m. Why are you sleeping at 4 p.m.? It's 4 p.m. I tell you, it's 4 fucking p.m. Don't judge me. This was like my trailer trash upbringing right here. Marshmallows, you put them in the microwave for about a minute, 15 seconds, blow them up, and they poof way up, and then they're really good. Even Alfred agrees. Ma'am, just wish Cropsy would have double tapped him. Todd, you're a dick. And I feel like this is when shit gets real. I mean, shit already got real. From the audience perspective. I'm not sure why you'd have to swim all the way over there to realize that shit was fucked up. Darcy, no! I mean, I don't know why Woodstock just like floats up, but who cares? This is one of the really good things about this movie is it puts this realism in. Like, you see them trying to figure out, like, what the fuck are we gonna do? And kids who are like, we're gonna die. It's not like you need to smack somebody and, like, get them out of their fucking hysteria. It's like, yeah, like fucking 12-year-olds and shit. You gotta do something. And how fucked up would that be? To have to get on the raft that all your dead friends showed up on. I'm surprised there weren't at least a couple of them who were like, no, I'm not fucking getting on that raft with my friend's blood. Last time this one set sail, a lot of people got fucked up. Are you so tired that you want to die? Okay. Tired.
You can do it.
This ain't for a badge, this is for your fucking life, dude. Race for your life, Charlie Brown. Frank Stallone just sits there and watches. I mean, because he could see them forever, right? How does he not think that, like, there could not potentially be a problem? I mean, not even a killer. We're coming back on a makeshift raft. You're not concerned? But this is a movie that really did seem like it should have had a sequel, but it just... I mean, you think about these things like, why is it that I have Jason Voorhees tattooed on my back, and I've spent a few dollars on a bunch of, Friday the 13th shit, and I have like one little poster of The Burning, and Cropsey isn't the icon that Jason Voorhees is. I'm Jason's girl, 1976, not Cropsey's girl, 1976, right? But some of it isn't about like quality or whatever. Some of it's just about timing and promotion, and it's easy to look back and go, well, this movie was as good as blah blah. It doesn't matter, because it's like you have to go back and look at the time frame. Timing is everything. I mean, if I'm watching this movie and I know Friday the 13th came out, I've watched Friday the 13th Part 2. I think they came out like a couple months apart. I'm not really sure, but it doesn't even matter. I'd be like, okay, I already trust the Friday the 13th franchise. This is a ripoff. That's what everybody would say now, whether or not it would be true, right? You can't look objectively so much when you're not thrust back into the particular time. But I can say that every Friday the 13th, every single one of them, when it was supposed to be nighttime, it looked like nighttime. Just saying. No, that would suck. That would suck. Worse than not having your wallet at the restaurant when you take out Stacy. Or finding out that your best friend knocked up the girl you're in love with. Again, okay. Y'all think I'm just rambling. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, if you've not seen it, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Just see it. Just watch it. I almost think they wanted Todd to be like some sort of like watered down, like fucking Ash Williams or something. And he was just a jackass with an axe and a blue shirt.
Alfred?
He did kind of have a very Bruce Campbell look, plus the way that they dressed him in this sequence. Don't know if it was on purpose or not, but another thing that this movie suffers from is a lame third act. So the whole showdown here, I'm like, you can tell, this is going to be edited down to like 10 minutes for the complete final act. And most of it will be ridicule for Alfred and hatred for Todd. And it's another really bad thing. So they show, I can't remember her name, Karen. They show her, it is literally a picture. And it is so, maybe if this weren't the Blu-ray, maybe if I were just watching, the way it was supposed to be, it'd be fine. But like, it is so grainy. It looks like you took a picture of a picture with your phone. Okay, this is where we find out Todd is a dick. See, it's supposed to be like a showdown. Like he's meeting his villain or whatever. And it's like, no. I'm not seeing Cropsey do anything that he wasn't prompted to do. We never saw Cropsey do anything in his past life that would warrant the punishment he had. Then he was treated like shit in the hospital, treated like shit when he was released. I'd go back and fucking kill Todd. I'd kill Todd right now. I'd kill Todd for Cropsey. He's killing people now, but he is a sympathetic character. Like, you can understand every step of his rage. Like, it's all justifiable, I mean, I know that sounds weird, but it's like I said, he's been treated like shit from, campers to, the hospital people to a fucking prostitute. I mean, what the fuck else are you gonna do? He ain't gonna get a job at a gas station or anything. Somehow I like seeing him pinned there with the fucking shears. Just leave him. Which is what they should have done in the first place. But then instead, it's like, okay, so Todd is going to have his redemption, but then it makes Todd look like a hero. And Todd is not a hero. Toddy, you're not a hero. I know I'm old. I hope there are like a few old people out there who understand some of the references that I do. I mean, he's fucked up. I mean, he's not like, dude, I feel like I see like yuckier people at Walmart who just like think they're okay. Their bellies, like their 400-pound bellies, like hanging out like a butt. Like, at least he's like got the wherewithal to like cover up most of the things. He was wearing a hat when the prostitute got at him. But honestly, that hospital really sucks. Because, I mean, like, they didn't even try with, like, the skin grafts and shit. I mean, they just did a shitty-ass job. I mean, they could have made him look somewhat... They could have given him some features and stuff, but... I'm never gonna fucking work at a camp again. Circle of life. Now you're going to be destroyed by the douchiest kid at the camp today. Yeah. Go douchey camp kids. This might have one of the better anti-kill counts of a movie from this time period. Because quite a few of them survived because they got back to camp. And maybe that was one of the things people didn't like about it. I don't know. That there wasn't a final girl. And even if you want to like say, okay, they're final boys or whatever, it doesn't, I mean, there's so many people who actually survived it.
They never found his body, but they say his spirit lives.
Just in case we have a sequel. But we won't.
So don't look. You'll see him. Don't breathe. He'll hear you.
Should do Madman, by the way. I like Madman better than The Ring, I think. I don't know. You know what? I like them all. Beware the madman Mars. It's been my drunken commentary. I think I'm gonna go make a Bloody Mary. I'm gonna make one for Darcy too. Man, she's traumatized. Motherfuck, I should have just stayed in New York. I'm in a model. It's okay, Darcy. It's okay, babe. We're gonna go have some Bloody Marys and we're gonna edit this bitch.